Okay, it's 11 April 2024. My thoughts turn back to 1995. The Xband, kind of a new thing that you plugged into either your Super Nintendo or your Genesis, I think. I had it for the Super Nintendo. And it allowed you to play online against other players, which was kind of cool at the time because, you know, a lot of us played at home alone, and unless we had friends to come over or family members that played also, you played alone a lot and you wanted to test your skills out against other people, you know. I was into a lot of Street Fighter. I can't remember if Street Fighter was even on there, but mostly like Mario Kart. Yeah, I think Mario Kart was one that I mostly played on the Xband. And so I'd go out there and you'd have this music playing as you signed in. I can't remember what my gamer tag was. I think it was something like, you know, I could probably plug that thing in and it would be in a memory buffer or something, you know. But it's like Emperor Rust or something like that. And I remember this kind of horned devil as my avatar. They had certain avatars you could pick, and mine was this guy. So go out there, and I'm, you know, looking for competition, looking for some fun, and end up just chatting with people, kind of random people out there. Okay, I had to leave for a minute. My dog was, anyways. So you'd meet people and you could send text messages back and forth while you're online, kind of live, you know, back and forth like a chat room. And occasionally I would meet somebody that was kind of cool, you know. I remember meeting guys that were older than me at the time, and a lot of people that were maybe a little younger, but and I at the time I was 32, I think, you know, so I was considered an old man then in 95, doing my gaming. So I meet this one person, and they're like, "Do you cyber?" And I mean, I'm really raw at this time. I knew nothing about, well, there wasn't really the internet going full strong like you got today, you know. And I'm like, wow, what is that? Well, you know, I thought they meant like, do I use a computer, you know? They're like, no, do you do like sex chat? And I'm like, no, not really. And they're like, well, here, let me tell you what it's like, you see. And they're saying that they're a young woman and they want to talk about the sex act. I can't even talk about it here. It's just embarrassing. But let's suffice it to say this person was pulling out all types of sex toys and telling me that they were using them as they were telling me their sexual fantasies on the Xband. And it involved their brother's plastic toy sword. Let's just leave it at that. All right. So I go back to the game store, Electronics Boutique is what it was called at the time. And I tell them, hey, I got one of these new Xbands, and this is what happened. And I told them the story, and the guy behind the counter says, so that's why they call it Xband. I'm like, I guess so. But as far as the competition went and all that, the frame rate was really bad, and the connections were kind of shoddy. And people would often pull the plug, disconnect if they were going to lose. I can't remember if it kept like a record of your win-loss. It probably did. That's why they pull the plug. But and I was often accused of, being a plug puller, when in fact it was just my connection sucked, or my dog would run across the floor and hit the phone. It was a dial-up connection, it was a modem that you plugged into your console and plugged it into your phone line, and my dog would occasionally jump down and run through it. Not this dog, a different dog. But anyways, I didn't really tell this story very well because it's a shameful story of what I experienced there. Was not a willing participant. Just reporting what went on with the Xband in 1995. Out.